Yes, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome. Paddle Pro Recovery. Yes. Let's get it. Welcome back, everybody, to the Pickleball Recovery and Performance Podcast, brought to you by Paddle Pro Balm, your organic plant-based pickleball relief pain injury balm that takes your pain away in 5 minutes or less and works hours to transdermally attack that inflammation. So it's not just a Band-Aid, it actually helps to make you recover. Today, guys, happy Friday is episode 13, and today we're going to be talking about feeling better versus getting better, the recovery strategy every pickleball player needs. I'm sure you can resonate to today's podcast, but first I want to thank you guys for joining in, following us. I see all you resharing the podcast. I see you guys sending your comments. We're getting your emails, responding as fast as we can. We thank you guys so much for all that. It's the traction and energy together that we can reach more people and help people live better and be more healthy and ultimately stay and excel on the pickleball court. So just welcome back to today's podcast, guys. I'm your host. We'll be tracking on this topic today that every pickleball player, I believe, has experienced at some point, right? So let's talk about the elbow that's fine until it isn't, the wrist that's been bothering you for 3 weeks, the shoulder that starts taking back halfway through open play, the knee, your knee that feels fine during warm-ups but stiffens up later in the evening. Today we're discussing the difference between feeling better and if you're actually getting better. Because, guys, there's a huge difference, right? And understanding that difference could completely change how you recover, how you perform, and how long you will stay on the court. Because ultimately, you know, and I know, that's where we want to be. So if you're a regular pickleball player, a tournament competitor, or simply just someone who wants to stay active without pain dictating your schedule, this episode is directed towards you. Let's dive in. So why do most recovery products miss the mark? Let's talk about this from my perspective. I think most athletes have been taught to treat pain after it becomes a problem, right? That word preventative doesn't really get taught a lot, if you notice. Take a minute, take a breath. Has it? Have you been told, what are you doing, Mr. Smith, for your preventative measures in life? Yeah, because I haven't. Something hurts, we grab a product, we use it, we feel better temporarily, then we repeat the cycle. Does that sound familiar, guys? The problem is that many products are designed to mask discomfort rather than to address the factors contributing to it, right? Does that sound like some things in our world today? That's where the understanding topical recovery becomes important, because topical products can incredibly affect kind of when they're designed properly and used correctly. They can really be effective. The key is understanding what they're actually doing, right? Some products create a cooling sensation, but is that all it's doing to trick your pain receptors or your mind? Others create heat. Is it doing the same thing? Some, with high concentrations of concentrated menthol, may numb the area, cause that cool feeling and then heat. But while these approaches can provide temporary relief, they're not always supporting the recovery process in the way that the athletes need, right? For pickleball players who are consistently loading their elbows, shoulders, knees, wrists, lower back, we need something more strategic. Actually, I don't even like that word. More correct, right? How about not be a business that just wants you to repeat an order every 2 years? I get it. I get you need to grow and you need revenue, but you're going to reach more people when you create something that actually recovers people. They're going to tell their friends, okay? So why do topicals make sense for pickleball players? Think about the areas that typically hurt, guys. Tennis elbow, wrist extensors, rotator cuff muscles, patellar tendons. These structures sit relatively close to the surface of the skin, right? That means a well-designed topical product can target these directly. Unlike products that must travel through your digestive system, losing the absorption in your GI tract, right? Topicals allow you to apply support exactly where it's needed. It's targeted. For active athletes, guys, that's a major advantage because it's fast, it's convenient, and it fits into your routine, whether you're at a tournament, league night, or even open play session, or even traveling, right? So let's understand the different types of pain relief products, right? Let's simplify the landscape. There are generally 4 categories that I've encountered. First are cooling and warming products. Okay, these create sensations that temporarily distract the nervous system from discomfort. It's not kind of at its face taking your pain away. It's distracting the nervous system, right? Second are numbing agents. These are things like Voltaren, things like this that have high concentration percentages of mentholated concentrate or distillate. These work by temporarily reducing nerve signaling to the area. So the third are anti-inflammatory approaches. These aim to help reduce the inflammation associated with the activity or overuse. So your pain's coming from inflamed or inflamed or inflammation, right? And the fourth are botanical and plant-based approaches. These often are going to combine like multiple ingredients that work together to support circulation, recovery, mobility, and comfort, okay? The important question isn't which category feels the strongest, right? Everyone's like, can you make a stronger product? The important question we should be asking is which category best supports your long-term recovery goals and preventative measures, right? Because pickleball isn't a one-day activity. Most of us are playing multiple times a week, right? Recovery needs to be sustainable is what I'm saying. So let's talk about this good old endocannabinoid system and recovery, right? So the ECS. You know, you probably haven't heard of this very often because back in high school it really wasn't talked about. It's starting to make its light now. But would you believe if I told you the ECS in our bodies is actually one of the biggest systems that help our bodies balance and reach homeostasis, meaning if we're sick, we recover through, immune system, right? The immune system is fueled by the ECS, all right? So you already have this system in your body. Its job is to help maintain balance. It plays a role in sleep, your mood, your immune response, your recovery, and how your body responds to physical stress. For athletes, this becomes particularly interesting because certain plant-based compounds can interact with pathways involved in inflammation and recovery. When tissues become irritated, guys, after repetitive activity, your body begins responding immediately, like fast. The goal isn't simply to cover up that fast onset. The goal is to support your body's natural recovery system. That's why more athletes are exploring plant-based approaches that work alongside the body's existing processes, right? The ECS is a big one. You want to know why we created Paddle Pro Organic Recovery Balm? Because pickleball players like ourselves, we saw a gap. We wanted something portable, something that was TSA approved and friendly, something that was clean, not filled with chemicals, water, or harmful residuals, something that fit inside a pickleball bag, a purse, etc. Something that could be used before, after, and during play or travel, right? That's why we created the Paddle Pro Organic Recovery Balm. You can learn more. I won't say much about it, but you can learn more at paddleprobalm.com. And basically, some of our formulas we use, we're transparent. We don't have the word proprietary on our bottle, okay? You could try to make it. That's why people put proprietary because they have fear that someone's going to knock off their product. But listen, guys, it took me 12 years to develop the formula here, and you could try all day that you want. You're not going to get it. And that's why we give it in the way it should be, approved by both state and federal health regulations, okay? We use organic coconut oil, organic full-spectrum hemp, organic menthol, organic camphoric, organic shea butter, organic castor oil, and then there's some others in there. If you want to know, you can go on the website and look at. But they're all intentional, and they all were tested and true. The goal was simple, guys. Create a plant-based recovery solution that supports active lifestyles without relying on synthetic fillers. Recovery should be clean, simple, and effective, right? The biggest mistake pickleball players make is most players wait until pain becomes unbearable. That's backwards, guys. The best recovery routines are proactive. Be proactive, not reactive, right? Let's talk about what we call Paddle Pro Recovery Framework. Step 1, pre-session application. 5 to 10 minutes before you play, apply a thin layer to your common problem areas. This will help prepare the tissues for the workout ahead, signaling them, and activate the endogenous DCS, right? Think of this as priming the system before activity begins, not waiting until it hurts, okay? Step 2, post-session recovery. This goes along with the breathing, the cold plunge, the hot tub, the sauna, all the things that I was talking about, especially stretching. But this is your recovery window. The first hour after activity, whether it's pickleball or not, is when your body begins responding to the stress that was just made or during your play. If you apply recovery balm after your session, it's going to support the body's efforts during that critical period at the most optimum performance. Most athletes completely miss this opportunity. Don't be them. Don't be those athletes, okay? You're not most athletes. Take this to the bank. Step 3, overnight recovery. Highly important. Sleep is where recovery happens. Your body performs most of its repair while you rest, okay? Applying recovery balm before bed extends contact time and allows you to support recovery during the most important healing hours of your life. This is often where the biggest gains occur, okay? Also, guys, proper application matters. Another common mistake, people barely apply the product or a product. A quick swipe across the skin isn't enough. Take 60 to 90 seconds, massage it into the area, cover the surrounding structures. For tennis elbow, don't just apply to the elbow. Apply the upper forearm where those tissues originate. Treat the entire system, not the symptom, okay? That is important. Staying on the court longer. At the end of the day, recovery isn't about voiding activity. It's about persevering or preserving, right? It's about showing up consistently, playing longer, moving better, competing harder, and enjoying the sport we all love. I love it. Pain shouldn't decide whether we play what we love or not. A smart recovery strategy should, right? So what I'm talking about here, guys, is more so preventative, proactive, not reactive. Making sure, okay, that you are doing those stretches. You are doing those breathing treatments. And if you go back to some of the podcasts I already listened to them, guys, it's like a few minutes added to your daily routine that dramatically changes your performance and ability to fast-track your butt back on the pickleball court if you wanted to tomorrow. Instead of sitting out and Barbara calling you from Wisconsin and saying, "Hey, Dale, how you doing? You going to be there at 10 tomorrow?" And you're like, "No, I'm on the lazy boy recliner suffering in my calves and my elbow because I suck and I'm too lazy to implement these practices we've been talking about." To make it easily understood, as much as you play the actual sport, you should add 5% more in time over the equal of that in your recovery, okay? So you should always be eating clean. You should do your stretch in the morning and evening. You should do your breathing whenever you remember to during the day. You should apply your organic plant-based recovery balm. You should stretch your toes. You should do the hot tub, steam room, cold plunge, or sauna. One of those, just at least 3 to 10 minutes a week, even broken up, will change your life. The goal here for all of us, guys, is to how do we keep playing pickleball. But not only how do we keep playing, but how do we excel? And that is from mental perspective, physical perspective, strength. I don't care what your age is, guys. If you're doing these things and not just letting age start to put you in that recliner, you're going to find that you feel young. When people say age ain't nothing but a number, I have two theories. One, you're right, because, the closer you get to the 100, the more likely that you're going to go to the next life, right? But on the age is not a number from the way you feel or look. That's BS. I'll just be honest. And the reason is because you have a choice to eat clean and keep your body not wrinkling. You have a choice to do the stretches, lift your legs, don't skip leg day. You have a choice to use natural, non-chemical infused products. You have the choice to how you feel, right? Now, granted, when you're 80, if you did all this from 12 to 80, sure, I mean, you're not going to look 12, but you're sure as hell not going to look 80. So just rock it out, get it done, and make it happen. Guys, I really appreciated today's podcast. I just encourage you to go and check out paddleprobalm.com. Pop in your email. We're giving 25% off the product that's already affordable. And it's fast, free shipping with that first-time order. And we're not going to spam you because we have your email. We promise you. We barely send out anything. Really, it's a lot of engagement on the podcast and all that. So, guys, thank you for joining this episode on the Pickleball Recovery and Performance Podcast, episode 13. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please make sure to subscribe, leave a review, share it with your other pickleball players. I really think people can benefit, but we need you to help as a team to get this out there. And also, if you have any ideas or questions, comments, concerns from our perspective and anything pickleball or pain related, send us an email. We'll draft up, we'll rock it out, we'll do a podcast. And look, we want to bring people on. We'd like to have you on. So if you're interested in that, talking about maybe your journey in pickleball, what kind of injuries you've been through, how you recovered from them, and just to reach more people, sharing your testimony is what changes the world. And we humbly invite you to join our podcast. Until next time, guys, which is Monday, I hope you have a blessed and amazing weekend ahead. Love your family. Get your priorities straight. Go to paddleprobalm.com and get your recovery balm today. Send us an email. Come on our podcast. And always remember to love the one you're with. Bye.